Back, and now of course you know that this season in which we find ourselves is very challenging by way of random fires that light up different communities and different neighborhoods. All of a sudden, because of the dryness, everything has become a little more precarious. We're going to be having that conversation shortly. Let me just quickly read this birthday message that came through. It says here, belated happy birthday to the incredible Imelda Tete, my very own Manya GH. Your yesterday was your birthday. Wishing you an unforgettable birthday week filled with endless fun and laughter and all the blessings your amazing soul deserves. You're truly a gift to those around you, and only the best in life is fit for someone as special as you. May the next 365 days be overflowing with joy, love, and countless reasons to smile. Coming from King of Accra. All right, we're going to get into this conversation right away. And we've been joined on the set this morning by the one and only Jugonistic and ebullient, the King, Alex King Nati, ADO 1 Alex King. Is it 1 or 2?
1.
One.
From 2 to 1.
From 2 to 1. Exactly. Okay, so ADO 1 Alex King Nati. Yes, sir. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Yes.
Good morning. Handsome and beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. I don't know about handsome, but
I have a feeling I'll have a good day seeing you.
Of course you will.
So, we've been seeing you in some videos and things showing, incidents happening at different places. But I'm curious. On one day, we had a fire in Saglemi. We also had a fire in Ablekuma. It looks like the season has begun on not too good a note. Tell us about what's happening.
Well, not to scare you, but just the past weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we recorded over 100 fires.
What?
Yes.
Very few get reported.
Exactly. The few that you know, but we recorded 44 fires on Friday, 33 fires on Saturday, and I think 30-something fires on Sunday.
Where were these fires recorded?
Nationwide, but per statistics, we recorded the most in Accra, Eastern region, and Ashanti region.
Wow.
Yes, and
high population centers.
High population centers, and a lot of them are to do with bushfires and domestic fires. These are the two that topped the list. I think over the weekend, just during the Christmas, unfortunately, some people went to start a bushfire, which spread to someone's container and bent the container. So we've been hammering on it that in this season, the Harmattan season, avoid indiscriminate burning. That's but people seem, not to listen.
Yeah, in fact, one of our callers, Felix, made mention of the fact that, because I knew him from Tamale, he made mention of the fact that his friends back home in Tamale should be careful about starting random fires. This is not the season for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it quickly spreads out of control.
Out of control. And, it will be difficult to contain it because once bushfires, and especially looking at the fact that there's low humidity in the atmosphere, these grasses tend to what's it called, dry up, and so makes it very susceptible to fires. Exactly. So we advise people against it. Even with these knockouts or firecrackers, we advise people against it vehemently, because I think somewhere last month, a school at Amasaman, some students set off firecrackers in a classroom, and then and ended up burning the whole classroom. But for our timely intervention, the whole school have got burnt.
Goodness.
So we have to continue to just classroom.
And another thing I've noticed is during this festive period, especially on 31st night when we cross over, you are going home, you see people burning ties. I don't know what it's in celebration of. They are burning bonfire. They call it bonfire, and all of that, jamming around it.
Because the bonfire, when you set it, you can actually drop the explosives inside, the fireworks inside, and then they just start going off.
And the ties burn for long.
Yes.
They burn for so long.
Ties are highly combustible materials, and it will require a lot of water to even put off a tie. Looking at the kind of chemicals that's used in the doing the tie.
What advice would you give to our viewers who are watching now at home, how to make their homes fireproof?
Okay, so we always advise people to get early fire detection system and fire management systems. So it's important to get fire alarm systems or smoke alarm systems, so that when you are home, especially for those who stay in more than a single room, maybe change my whole 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, if you have a smoke detector placed in one of these rooms and the fire starts even from one of these rooms,
you'll be able
it will be able to draw attention to it.
Right.
So you'll be able to try and nip it in the bud before it spreads to the other buildings. And we don't, again, fight just every fire with water. So it's important to have fire extinguishers. You know, either a dry powder extinguisher or a carbon dioxide extinguisher, so that when it starts with fires that you just can't fight with water, including electrical fires, including fires involving oil, you can't fight these fires with water. So it's important, or even gaseous fires. You know gas. Even if you're cooking and then the water pours on the gas, you see that that it can't. Put
it's
it
not
out.
quenching it.
It doesn't quench it. You know, so you need an extinguisher when dealing with this. So it's important to have an extinguisher. In the case when you don't have an extinguisher at home, I advise to have an extinguisher. So I don't like discussing the alternative. But the alternative is that if you don't have an extinguisher at home, you have to either have a blanket, wet it, so the water would block the pores in this blanket or towels, and then you'll be able to use it to cover these fires so that it stabs the fire off the oxygen that it needs to fully develop. Again, as Christmas, we are in the Christmas mood. People resort to candles and all that, the creative stuff,
cakes and other things.
So in placing them, please do all to make sure that there's under fire somewhere.
Oh, so that's what you're hearing?
Yes.
Wow.
You see? So there's fires every time. There's fires every time. There's, and this done. One of my Facebook friends,
open the volume so we can hear a little bit.
So I didn't hear the location they were going. I didn't hear the location they were going, but switched to Kumasi. So it's the fires. So this, I think, in Kumasi.
So you see, there's fires all over.
There's fires all over. So fires are very much with us. As a service, we are very much committed to, quick response. A Facebook friend posted this morning that she was very impressed.
I saw that post.
You saw that post,
too.
yes. You see, and I was happy. Not because she posted it, but because at least if you see us, give credit where credit is due.
Yes, I agree.
Exactly. Because see, it's never. I would love to host you guys. Maybe the next time you have us, I would love you guys to come to the fire station and you'd see the urgency at which we respond to fires. When you call us promptly, and if we have a fire station close by, why not? We'll attend. We'll get to you promptly. So we'll again implore people to try and have the fire service emergency numbers on hand, aside all these safety precautions. So if a fire starts, you see a fire starting in your room, the first thing you do is that you try to fight it at the incipient stage, when it has started at the early stages. But when it becomes a fully developed fire, if you can, close the windows and doors behind you and go out.
Starve it
as much as possible. Thank you very much. And then also, would advise people that when you lock your doors at home, if you can, do not pull the keys out. Let the keys be behind the locks, so that in case there's an emergency, you know that you can just rush to the door and open it. People would have about 2, 3, 4, 5 locks, and they'll probably keep them all. The way you're laughing, I suspect you.
It's something I know. I mean, it's something I experience. And then you have one key here, and the key opens this one. And this key, when you open this one, there's another key inside, which opens another one.
And to make it worse, they'll probably go and put all these keys on the center table somewhere. So if the fire starts at the center table somewhere, how do you be able to get to the key? And at the spur of the moment, how do you know which key opens which padlock? So then you become a prisoner in your own home, and you'll be trapped. Again, also, we would advise people that whenever there's fire, smoke would kill you even before the fire kills you, because the smoke will get into your breathing way. So it's important that you get you crawl. You crawl. I don't know if I can demonstrate that here, but you crawl when.
Yes, I think So I because of my science background and things, one of the things that we did, smoke doesn't hit the floor.
Exactly.
Smoke comes down like if the fire is at a certain base level, smoke starts from maybe give yourself about a foot, then the smoke is coming up, and smoke is always coming up, right?
Yes,
So
exactly.
beneath the smoke,
It's
there's
safe.
clear
safe, yeah,
oxygen.
yeah.
You see, so
Always
lie
crawl,
on the ground.
lie on the
Yeah.
ground,
Don't
don't stand, or else the smoke will just go straight
Into
your, you know, and it will probably weaken you,
Yeah.
let you collapse, and when you collapse, then the fire consumes you. So you go down, and then you crawl with your elbow, and drag yourself out.
Maybe you should demonstrate it for us so that people can see what it looks like. But before you demonstrate, I just want to remind our viewers that today the Supreme Court is actually going to be sitting on the issue of the NDC's petition against the recollation of results, and so we will be crossing over to them at a point. And so if it happens, just to prompt you ahead of time that it may happen. Okay, so maybe you want to demonstrate for us.
Okay, all right. All right, let me see. Fortunately, I'm in brown, so
No.
so I'm not worried about the dress getting this. So whenever there's fire, you know, in the heat of the moment, try go down, and then you know you go down like this with your elbow down, then you drag yourself.
Okay, so you're actually on the ground, dragging yourself on the ground.
Exactly, because it keeps you way down.
Okay.
You know, with the elbow, because if you are there like this, it means you're still within the
smoke zone.
Exactly. So when you go way down, you are, you know, you're at least, you know, so with your elbow down like this, it helps you go much lower. You know, and then you drag yourself like this.
Okay.
Like this.
Until you get out of the room.
Get out of the room.
Okay.
Or you get to a safe, until you get to a safe spot. So that's how you crawl out of the. Yes, and also when you're renting or you're building, always look out for alternative means of escape.
Right.
Exactly. Because in Ghana also, I know a lot of people are guilty.
One way
My mother,
in,
for instance,
one way out.
is guilty. One way in, one way out.
Yes.
So it becomes a problem. So if that place is curtailed, there's no way for you to be able to go out. So it's important that the alternative route, you keep it clear of any obstructions. You realize that in homes, that's where they keep their barrels. That's where they keep.
I'm telling you, hey, no. You see, I've
Because
said
they
it.
barely use the door. The door is always
So
locked.
the day that you need it, not only so there's a you know what they call crow.
Yes.
So you have locked it with the crow. You have put a padlock on
The
it.
keys are somewhere.
You don't know where the
They
keys
can't
are.
even
Because
find-
you haven't opened it in 5 years.
they can't
You don't know
even
where
find
the
the
keys are.
keys.
And then there are drums in front of the
Yes,
door with
yes.
water
Because you want to
and
be sure that the
different
thing
things.
is even coming through that side. The place is locked. So that brings me to my next topic, that people are more scared of the thief than they are of the fires.
Yes.
So if not for that, look, me, I always say this on every platform I go, and I'm waiting for the day it changes and I'll be happy. Look at the whole big community like Dome, Kwabenya, Taifa, Ashoman Estates, East Legon, Ajungano, even this area, Tesano, La Paz, Odoko, Dakoma, and Kwashiman. We don't have a fire station
No fire
there.
station. Can you imagine all the names he's mentioned? There's no fire station.
That's serious.
And this is even in Accra.
Yeah.
It's even worse in rural areas. This is Accra. So you can imagine if it's that bad in Accra, how much more the rural areas.
If there's a fire, you have to travel all the way from.
If there's a fire at Tesano right now, their plans will come either from Circle or Abilimpi. That's the closest. Yesterday, I think there was the fire at Kwashiman, for instance. When the fire started, we don't have a fire station in Kwashiman. The first appliance came from Anya. The second appliance came from Abilimpi. The third appliance came from our headquarters, Dankwa Circle, all the way to Kwashiman. That's how bad the situation is. So we're hoping that things change. Much more investment into the fire service. And people, you see, I always say that it's the job of the assemblies to set up fire stations for the fire service. Then we take our personnel there. So if the assembly doesn't establish it or as a service, we talk about it, that we need you to open fire stations. And the people who are affected are not worried about it. Then it becomes as if you are crying more than the bereaved.
Yes.
So it's about time people in these areas demand accountability. So that when you hear them
the
crying
citizens should demand that their assemblies provide the fire
Exactly.
stations for them.
so that the fire service can bring personnel over there.
And then
But
get
many
government
a
to
time,
buy it.
we are blaming the
appliances.
service.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
because we don't know
All the
that it's
time
not
we are
the
blaming,
service
we are
that-
calling
yeah.
them out for not doing what's
Yeah.
They
right.
don't know. And you see, it becomes relative because those who stay close to where our stations are with working fire tenders, the story is different. They always
Right.
praise us. Oh, there's a fire at this club near. I know you're a guy, so you know the club.
Which one?
Near the Dankwa Circle, Palace Pharmacy. I forgot Bloom. No, not Bloom. I forgot the name of.
Okay. It's opposite the filling station at Dankwa Circle.
Yes, it's near the filling station, near Palace Pharmacy.
Okay.
Yes, so the owner of Palace Pharmacy's son called me that there was fire, and because our station is very
Is it
close,
Mood Bar?
very good, Mood Bar. You see, and quickly we got there within 5. The man couldn't stop praising us, you know, and so it made me realize that yes, people who are close by would sing a different story.
Exactly.
You know, someone staying at La Paz, you know, experiencing fire, will say, I'm from Omumba.
Yeah.
Then the next question you ask, where are they coming from?
Yeah.
Someone at Dome or Taifa would say, I'm from Omumba, because the car is coming from Medina. Or
Yeah.
it's coming from...
So you imagine.
Exactly. Or University of Ghana
distance,
or
yeah.
Abelempi. What time will they get there?
Yeah.
So if you, as a people, you know, once you are hoping that these problems are solved, it's important that as a people you take charge of your own fire safety,
Yeah.
so that at least you're able to start remedying it before we arrive at the scene.
Yes. Anyway, we have a message for you. This one says, you mentioned that different methods are used to curb different types of fires. How do we identify that?
Okay, so when the fire starts, you know where the fire started. You know things, probably, if it started from your socket, you know that obviously it started from your socket.
Right.
So the first thing you do is that you automatically you know it's an electric
Electrical,
fire.
yeah.
So it's not advisable to pour water on it. So if you can, and you know the switch to the meter, put off the meter. So a cat's power supply, and if you are sure that you've not done any legal connection and there's no power coming from anywhere, and you are very sure that that's the only source of power, once you cut it, then you can probably apply water on it.
Okay.
You know, yes, that's the only way to be sure. And if it's gas, you know that it's coming from your gas. If you can, when you smell a gas in your kitchen, you enter your kitchen and you smell the gas in your kitchen, do not be in a hurry to put on your lights.
Okay.
Yes,
Wow.
putting on the lights
Wow.
can set off a fire.
Can trigger. Wow.
Oh.
Exactly. Because fire needs 3 things to start. 3 elements come together in its rightful proportion to start fires. Heat, oxygen, and fuel.
Right.
So oxygen is all around us. The fuel is there, the gas.
So that's the gas.
Exactly. So once you introduce the 3rd element of heat, that's the light. Boom.
So in that case, what do I do if my kitchen is very dark and I can't see?
Well, the good thing is that you don't need what's it called, lights to be able to smell the gas.
Can I use my phone torch?
No,
Okay.
because phone also produces radiation,
Okay.
and the touch from you realize that if your phone light is on, accidentally it's in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yes.
It bends.
You start to feel the
Yes,
heat.
it gets
exactly.
hot.
On your
So you
leg.
can imagine and you see. At that time, you can't measure the extent of leakage within the kitchen. So any little source of heat can be disastrous. Exactly. So that's why you have to familiarize yourself with your inner surroundings. So I know that, okay, my gas cylinder is... That's why it's important to keep your gas cylinders
Even
outside.
outside.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to say
Outside,
that.
so that reduces the risk
Yeah.
of... And then also, with the kids being on vacation like this, please keep the kids out of the kitchen. Kids have short attention span. They'll go to the kitchen playfully, turn on the knobs in the on the stove and leave it. So if at that time you've not cut power supply of the gas from the cylinder, it means that there's still gas passing
Leaking into
Yes,
the-
exactly. But once you know that you've turned off the stove, you know, or you've turned it off from the cylinder, even if the kids should play with it, you know that there's no risk. So you're able to check before you even go and put on the gas from the cylinder before you can start cooking.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, tell us, we've had all of these conversations. We can't finish the conversation without knowing how to reach out to the fire service in case there's a fire or in case I need your help on something with questions, or are you available for that? And if yes, how do I reach out?
So yes, our numbers are very much active. The unfortunate thing is that we deal with a lot of prank calls.
This
That's
fire in
another
Kumasi.
fire.
You can hear them.
This is
Call from.
this is Kumasi. So I switched to Kumasi network.
Call from Aden Kwanzaa behind the Shell filling station.
Behind the Shell filling station.
Yeah.
That's a very serious.
And that's
fire.
dangerous.
Yes, because it's a full station.
Yes, it's a full station.
So I've switched to Kumasi. If I switch to Accra, I won't be surprised that there might be another fire dispatch in Accra.
Wow.
So this is live. It's not like, so these are, and realize that they've now given the fire to them. You'd see within 1 minute, the crew will communicate that they're on their way. They've just received a call. So we dispatch a team quickly, but then the issue is that the distance, traffic.
Yeah.
Our plans is very big. So with the siren, even if people should give us way, we need much bigger space to be able to pass through. And people have disregard for the sirens. So it becomes a big, so you see, they're on their way. They're mobile to the fire. Anthony 4 with a crew of, then you see, so they're on their way going.
Wow.
That's how fast we work.
Yeah.
You see, so immediately we receive the, and if within 1 minute the team does not come in, they're mobile to fire. That's how fast we work. You see, so if within 1 minute you don't come in to communicate that you're mobile to fire, the control room will call you again and ask you, confirm if appliance has been dispatched. That's how serious we take issues.
But it's rather funny how we don't get to see all of the work that goes on behind the scenes, and then we keep coming at you with backlashes anytime there's
And
a
people
delay.
even when the truck arrives, they are stoning the truck and stoning the fire
You see,
personnel.
and that is, I want to be, because I want to be decorous. I don't want to use some word, but let me use it. It's very stupid.
Yeah.
It's very stupid when you do that, because you see, they lack sense.
Yeah.
I want to be as such as I can. It's my Christmas gift to them.
No, seriously.
Yes,
I mean,
it's very stupid
it's,
if they do that, because once you are doing that, you are destroying the appliance.
Yes.
So if the appliance goes out of commission and there's
you
any
are the
fire
same person
again,
who's going to complain that nobody is coming to
then it
deal
means
with the
that a
fire.
much further appliance would come. So when we said that to blacklist areas that do that, people were criticizing us. And I told them, why should you criticize? Because at the end of the day, you are destroying it. You are depriving a sensible person who needs our service. So why then should we come to you when a sensible person who would not misbehave needs us? And then because of your stupidity, I want to be as plain as possible. Because of your stupidity, everyone is affected. No. You know, so then it becomes a very worrying situation if you should attack the
If you can give
firefighters.
us your numbers.
Yes, and then maybe we can even try. I always do this, and maybe I'm sure the lines will go through, and then just
No, we don't
for
want
people
to prank.
be
It's
sure.
okay, you tell us.
Oh, no,
Because
no,
we've tried it before. It worked.
Yes,
Okay,
quick
exactly. So
did.
there's 192,
Right.
and then 112.
Okay.
Right.
So the 192 goes straight to the Ghana National Fire Service,
Okay.
our control room.
Okay.
112 goes to the National Emergency Service. So
And then they will reroute it.
they will route depending on exactly your emergency. And then we have a landline also, 0302 772 446. 0302 772 446. I don't even have to look on anything. It's in my mind.
Yes.
So please, if you know my number, please don't call me when there's fire, because if you call me, I am not there at the scene.
Yes.
So I'll be able to give the accurate direction for the appliance to come. So please keep these numbers. Don't say you know a friend who is a firefighter, so you are calling me. If you call me, cost 90, I beg you. I'll still give you this number. I'll call them and then let them come to your rescue.
Okay, so we have 192. That's the fire service.
Yes.
We have 112,
Yes.
which is the national emergency line.
Exactly.
And your call will be rerouted to the fire service.
Exactly.
And then we have 0302 772 446.
I'm sure you were a school prefect back in school.
Only 1 year I come to school professor. 1 year. Thank you very much, Kate, for joining us.
I'm glad. Thanks for
All right.
having me.
Yeah, so we'll be speaking with Alex Kingnate. He is with the Ghana National Fire Service, and he's ADO1 actually with the service, and he's been helping us to appreciate the gravity of what it means to have fires, particularly in this season, and how to stay safe when there is a fire, and even to prevent fires altogether as well. We'll be right back after a short break. We have more on Breakfast Daily.